Hi guys, we're going to do an Easter picture. Now what I've done, I found 4 similar shades of paper. So you can use any colours, just because I'm using these colours. You can use shades of blues, greens, purples, pinks, whatever you've got handy, and that'll just make it more interesting. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to tear some of this paper. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to use this paper as my base. So I'm going to use the palest colour as my base, and then the next colour. So I'm going to get this yellow, and then you can share it with your friends if you're working like in a school environment, so that you can save on the paper. So all I'm going to do is just tear like a hillside in it, so just roughly up and down like that. So what we're going to do is then I'm going to lay that one there, smooth that one out of the way, and let's get my next shade, and then I'm going to do exactly the same again. So to make it cost effective, just share with your friends. Okay. Or never ever throw the scraps away if you're working at home at the end, because these scraps are valuable. Just put them in a folder or a book and use them for any other collage work that you may have. So we're going to do this, and then the last one I'm going to do yet again with the orange. Hopefully this is work. Yeah, just was worried about that. So, ta-da! That's what you've got. Let's just move them out of the way. And you've got that. So what we're going to do is we are going to stick them down. Okay. So all you need to do is get your handy Pritt stick and stick each of those shapes in place. I'm going to pause for 2 minutes and go and do mine. Right, so I've stuck mine down, guys. Now this is in landscape position. Unfortunately, I haven't worked out how to turn this all around here on the camera, but never mind, that is fine. So what we're going to do is we are going to add the cross on for our Easter picture. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a cross. Now you can do it, I'm going to do it from the darkest bit, so I'm going to just try and make sure you guys can see. So I'm going to come up, mark it in pencil lightly first. So I'm just going to do mine lightly, and I'll darken it up for you guys in a second. So come across, up and down. Right, so then I'm going to go down. Careful you don't tear the paper. So I'm going to go darken mine up so you can see it. Oop. Then I'm going to come across and across, up, all the way across on that one. Right, make sure they're both equal either side as best as you can. And then we're going to come up, jump over, and then go down. So it's best to always come up, jump over, and then you can make sure you get it in the right place. There you go. Oh, let's get that in the right place for you guys. Okay, so then the next bit we're going to do is we're going to try and draw Jesus on the cross. Okay, what I might do is, okay, you can do it. Okay, we're going to do his hands as a shadow in the background. So I'm coming down with his arms. So I'm going to come down, and then it comes down in for his elbows, for his biceps. I'm going to curl it around, So you're going to do another sad face. So down, sad face, and then we're going to do his head coming up. Okay, then on this side we're going to come down, go back to the beginning. So this is like his arm coming down, out of your elbow, round towards the bicep. So another happy face, a diagonal happy face, and then we're going to come down for his ribs. So a gentle happy face for there. Then we're going to come out. Whoops. Now we're going to come down slightly for his hips and down and feed that in for his, where his feet would go, so go in for a diagonal. Okay, I'll just bring that over the top a bit more to make that a bit longer. Make his head a bit longer, a bit more higher. See, even I'm making mistakes. Make his head a little bit more rounder. Come in. And then on the other side, let's see if I can do this without getting my arm in the way. It's come up this way. So then we're going to come where his arm is, jump across, and then we're going to go sad face for the bicep, and then in, and then up for the arm, and come down. So that's quite small, that tiny bit. Might be careful because you've got these hook up bits of paper if they're not stuck down too good. And then happy face, and that goes off to the edge. His body's on this side, so we don't have to put anything on that side. Okay. I'm just going to darken them up a bit. There's a bit of light shining off the camera. Okay. Now, so I'm just going to zoom that in up to the camera. It's very basic and very simple. Okay. Right, next, what we're going to do is we need to darken this up. So, oh, what we've got is a placard up here. So I'm just going to do a placard. What I can see is the shadow. Okay, so what we're going to do is darken this up. So you can use more paper to stick on, do it more like a collage. You can use pens, pencils, paint, anything you require. I'm going to use a, let's make sure this comes over the top, a felt tip, just for quickness more than anything. So I've just got a felt, I'm just going to go over the lines, down. I'm just going to do stripes. So when we colour, we do stripes. If we do it really rough, we end up with all those horrible gaps coming through. So if we colour, when we do stripes, side to side, we just push the pencil along. There we go. So even though I'm doing this like in like brown wood and all my colours blend in, you could do a dark navy blue if you're using blue paper. You could use dark greens, purples. Just because I've used this shade and wood just happens to be brown, you can use any colours you want. And sometimes if you're doing it as a class, if you're in a school, it makes more interesting if there's lots of different colours. I'm just going around the outside of the shape. Sometimes it just gives you an edge, sharper edge. Okay, and then this, obviously this one, I'm going to go side to side. So, side. to the side and just guide it along, doing my stripes. Just makes it nicer, and also it preserves the pens. Sometimes children say to me, "Oh, miss, my pen doesn't work." And I'll say, if you do it stripes, it does work. If you colour that big squibbly colouring, it doesn't always work. So you can do that. I'm just going to give that a sharper edge, so it looks like, maybe it looks like it's coming out of the ground. Right, now I'm going to put Jesus and do the him and colour him in brown as well. And come down. And the legs were in the middle. You could just leave it as a cross if you want to. You could even put the 3 crosses on there if you wish to. Just make sure. Just going to make sure that arm and that arm line up. Alright. Then what we could do is add some. What I'm going to do, you could add actually let's go black. Yeah, I'm just going to get a black colouring pencil. I'm just going to add some shadow work. So some shadows just down this side and this side over the black brown. There we go. So just add some colouring pens. So we're using lots of different medias or mediums today. So we've used paper as collage. You could paint it, or you could do some colouring that way. We're just going to let a little bit of that light. I'm just going to highlight just a bit of this, just to separate Jesus a bit from the cross a bit. I'm going to put some more across the top. Yeah, we're going to leave it like that. And then what I'm going to do is, my next bit, I just want to add a bit of shadow. Not shadow, get my words out correct. Just a bit of highlight, just shimmering off that. Now let me find my right equipment. Hold on, let me find it. I'm just going to use some white actually. So probably just spaced mine out a bit. I could have probably done my cross a little bit bigger, but what we're going to do is, I should have come out here. I'm just going to add a bit of white just to highlight down the edges. Oh, is this going to come out? Might be better with a bit of pastel. It just about comes. What you could probably do, if not, just use a bit of pastel. Because I've used felt tips, it's just made it a little bit damp. I can have a little bit of glow. Let me go and find my pastel. There we go. So I've got my pastel. What I might do is just have a bit of light shimmering down this side. A bit of glow. Hold on. Yeah, definitely should have made the cross bigger. That's what happens. I'm just going to make that a bit taller. Sometimes we make errors. That just goes to show that we are not all perfect. And that's part of being art. We can learn. Right. I think I'm going to leave it there before I do any more damage. I might just take some of that off. You used to do a damp cloth, some of that's just smudged in the wrong places. Okay. There you go, guys. Just something really simple. You could, you can do it and leave it like that, or what I could do, just looking at my picture, could add a little bit of shadow. So I'm just going to use pastel and bring that over. Round faces down. I do like it when a plan comes together. And then I'm just going to go sad face. You see that? Okay. Just flicking down, so flick, lift up, go back to the beginning. This may work, it may not. I might have just ruined the whole thing, but we'll see. And then we're going to use my little finger and just smudge that down. And done. That looks much better. It's getting more interesting now. So depending on what level of art you're at, so if you're a younger member, you might just want to finish it earlier. And if you're more older group, you might want to do something like this. Probably not even the right pastel I've used. Okay, and then if you want to, with my dirty fingers, I can just do a light bit across the top there. That just separates the heels out. So you can just use a bit of that and just push a bit of that on there. Just be careful you don't get your dirty fingers over all the rest of it. And bring a bit down. Okay. Yeah, not too bad. Okay. Well, there you go, guys. Have a go. Upload your pictures and you have a go and see what you can come up with. If you want to, maybe I could use. See, look, I keep saying goodbye. And then we just, I'll keep them going back into something else, and I keep them getting other ideas. Oh, Miss Harris. So then you can just add some lines of the hills and the rocks for me. See, look. So what I'm doing now, oh no, just add a bit around the cross, a bit of shadow, and then just keep this softer goes off, but just where those lights are catching. And keeping that really soft in the greys. Barely touching it up here. See, just couldn't stop myself, could I? And that just gives it. I'm just going to keep that. Yeah, that looks good. So there you go, guys. Miss Harris, keep on fiddling with her work. Okay, so you can get a nice picture, a nice glow coming off there. And just on the top of him. Just a bit of white just round on his chest. So all I've done there was just bring that up. So you can see I've just put a bit of white just on the edges. Just a bit of shimmer just to bounce off his body. Okay, you guys have a go and look forward to seeing your pictures. Stop and show, you can do it stop at any point you want and just show me what you come up with. You can add as much or like me, or you can not add a lot. Do it in any materials, so you can use pastels, paints, collage, whatever you want. Okay, have fun. Bye.